Alright guys, in our last tutorial, what we learned how to do is pretty much, well, we created a basic tester file named tester file, and inside was just some text. My name is Bucky and I like ham, with pretty much everything spelled wrong. And we created a file manager to work with this file, and we pretty much just made a simple test to see if the file existed. But now what we want to do is, kind of mess with this file a little bit, like make a copy of it, show how to rename files right from your program. So let's go ahead and do that. So like I said, the first thing I want to do is show you guys how to make a copy of that file. So go ahead and add a little comment, make a copy of the file. So in order to do this, go ahead and add an if statement, and go ahead and might as well make your error message right now. ns log cannot copy the file, and let's see, we're on return 2. So check this out. If we get this error message, we're going to say return 1, this one return 2. That way, if you have like a huge program, you can easily see which error message you're getting. So anyways, the method to do this, to make a copy, is called copy item and path. So you're going to put in your if block the manager, since this is the only object that can mess with our files, copy item at path. And as your first parameter, you write, alright, what is the file that you want to copy? And this is tester file. And as your second parameter, this is called to path, you write, alright, where is the path you want to copy to? Or pretty much, what do you want the new file name to be? So go ahead and press at and just name it new file. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a new file in the same directory. Remember, we didn't put it in any other directory like that. This is in the same exact directory, but this file is going to be called new file. So now after this, there's one more parameter, and this is your error parameter, and just go ahead and set this equal to null. So all of this is either going to return a yes or a no, and if it returns yes, it means that it worked. If it returns no, then we get this error message and it says cannot copy the file. So let's go ahead and watch this run in live real time, see what happens. Tester file, and bang, our new file pops up. It copies this file, which, look at the contents. My name is Bucky and I like ham, and tester file. New file, my name is Bucky and I like ham. So the same exact contents from one file to another. So that is pretty much how you make a copy of one file. Again, you have to use your file object manager, and for the first parameter, you write what file you want to copy. For the second parameter, you write where do you want to copy it and what's your file going to be, and make sure you just put error null equals no. Now check this out. We actually need to delete this file right now, because in the next example, if I try running this exact same thing again, rerunning this code, it's going to say, alright, well, let me go ahead and run it right now. I'll show you guys. It says, if I run it again, it says, cannot copy the file. Well, what the heck? I just ran this program and it worked fine. Why can't I copy it again? Because when I try to copy it again, a file already exists called new file. So when you say, alright, copy this file to this path, it says, hold on, Bussy. We already have a path called new file. So go ahead and delete this. Move to trash. And now I can go ahead and show you the next example. So the next example I want to show you is how to rename that copy. So once this code runs, we're going to have a file called new file, even though we just deleted it. So then your boss comes in and he says, alright, I want you to rename the copy. So here's what you do. Go ahead and make an if statement, and let's go ahead and make our error message. Might as well. ns log can not rename the file, and let's see, we are on return 3. So even though we spelled that wrong, if this pops up, then it means we cannot return the file. So there actually is no method to rename a file. What you need to do is kind of trick our program into doing so. So of course we need that manager object to manage the files, and this is called move item at path. And if you're saying, alright, Bucky, you told me we're going to rename a file. You didn't say we're going to move anything around. So what's the deal? Well, check this out. You write what file you want to move. New file. Alright, and then you write where you want to move it. To path. Alright, still, we're not renaming anything. But check this out. We're taking that file and putting it in the same exact folder or same exact directory with a new file name. So it was new file, now it's new file 2, and go ahead and as your third parameter, error null, and if this is exactly equal to no, that means something went wrong. So check this out. In order to rename a file, all we're doing is we're picking up that file, putting it in the same path right next to it with a new file name. So, I mean, we aren't actually moving it, we're just moving it in the same directory with a new name. So, in essence, it's like just like renaming the file. So, let's go ahead and run this. Hopefully, I didn't type in errors and see what I get. Tester file, of course. Save it, and it says new file 2. Pretty cool. So before your eyes, before you could even see it, what it did is it took tester file, made a new copy called new file, and then it took that new file, got rid of it, moved it in the same path with a new file name, new file 2. So we ended up with a tester file and a new file 2, which again has the same contents of tester file. So again, one last time. In order to rename a file, there's no method to rename. What you need to do is move it or copy it in the same path, just with a new file name. The difference between copy, it makes actually a duplicate, and move it just picks up the old one and moves it somewhere else. In this case, we just moved it somewhere else and gave it a new file name, which didn't create any duplicates at all. So that's how you rename the copy. And there's a ton of other stuff that you can do with files, a ton of very helpful stuff, and we're going to be talking that in the next tutorial. But for now, I'm out of time, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.